Bienvenidos al canal Tacuaches. Today we have a very exciting day because your boy got a mullet. And secondly, we're gonna do something very cool. I never thought I was gonna do this to the cat eye, but we're building my dream truck here. Last episode, you guys saw me do so many things to this truck. And this episode is just gonna get a little bit better. So, we are going to drop the cat eye. We're actually going to be dropping the cat eye. We have an IHC suspension drop kit. So we have the lower control arm, the upper control arm, the ball joints, and we also have performance Beltec drop shacks that are also gonna drop the truck a little bit. I think once all this is said and done and installed, this truck is going to be dropped by almost 5 to 6 inches. So we're gonna go from a lifted truck to a lower truck. I already put it up in the air. I took off the wheels, I removed all the suspension, and now we're just ready to install. This thing is completely bare, but like I said again, the goal here is to build my dream truck. I want to drop my truck. It's not going to be a crazy drop. It's not going to be slammed. It's just going to be a little bit lowered. It's going to look like a street truck. My goal is to come up with a street truck look. We're gonna paint this truck. We're gonna get a cow hood. It's gonna look beautiful. But today's mission is to drop the truck, and this thing is going to look so sick. We also have the rear drop. We're gonna cut the frame, but I'm taking that for a shot because your boy cannot weld. So all we're gonna do is the front, and then we're gonna drop it to another shop to do the rear. We have everything back here. We're gonna cut the frame. We have the shocks. We have everything. So now, today's mission is to grab all the suspension pieces and throw them on the truck. I'm super excited. As you guys can clearly see, we have no suspension whatsoever, and the first thing we're gonna do is actually lube everything up with grease. So apparently, according to this kit, we need to lube everything up with grease. So all these openings, grease, 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 and the bottom, grease. So let's start greasing everything. I found some really tight gloves, but it will do just for now. Now we're gonna grab our hands. Ugh. And we're just gonna rub it everywhere. So this is what the kit recommends. They want you to rub grease everywhere. I don't want this on my hands, so we got the gloves. So grease it everywhere, like so. Now that everything is greased up, we're gonna be throwing on the lower control arm first. And normally with this kit, you're gonna see like a P and a D on the actual kit. The P is passenger, the D is driver, so this is the passenger. I also went around and lubed everything up. But what they recommend on the kit is to actually grab some more grease and put it around the bushings, because these will squeal and make a ton of noise if you don't do this. So I'm gonna go around and just put a lot of grease on the end of these, because I definitely don't need anything squealing and making noise. And if you greased everything properly, it should just go in like so. So now we have that on. We have that on. Lower control arm is on. Do not tie in everything. Do not tie in anything until the whole suspension is in. So this thing is just loosely sitting there, just like that. Now that the lower control arm is just like that, our next step is to do the same thing with the upper control arm. And I grabbed another glove, so I don't know why I keep reusing these. They're so tight, I just don't like putting them on. But make sure you lube everything, because we don't want it to squeal, and on top of that, this just makes it easier for these to kind of slide on. And same thing, if you lube this like crazy like I did, this should simply slide on just like so. Once your upper and your lower control arms are on, the next step is to throw on the shock and then the spring, and then using a jack, you're gonna compress everything and hopefully put it back in place. So now let's go get the shock and let's install it. Also, just some quick advice. You cannot run the strut through the bottom like you can on the OEM control arms. These little holes right here are way too small for the strut to go through the bottom. So you need to install it at the same time you install the spring. It's very annoying, but just some quick advice just in case you guys are thinking of running the strut through the bottom. It's not gonna work. So just like that, we just have the rear bolted on. And this is how I did it. And like I said again, you cannot run the strut through the bottom. So this is the only way I could figure this working. So we're gonna do it this way. Next, I'm going to be running the OEM rubber grommet. This was actually for the top but this kit comes with a new one for the top. We're gonna be using this one inch spacer one right here. So in this case, we are going to be running the top one on the bottom and then using the new top one here, because believe it or not, the grommet that goes on the bottom of these control arms for the OEM control arm is discontinued. So this is the only way you're gonna get this to work. So now we're just gonna run the bottom one, or so the top one on the bottom and the new top one for the top. Pretty simple. Now we are ready for the hard part. This little spacer was actually sent out with the kit. If we don't run this, this is gonna get lowered 5 inches. With the specific top hat, it's going to be 4 inches. This simply goes on top of the spring like so. Now we have to maneuver the spring inside and hope everything fits. This is where it's going to get a little bit difficult. Essentially, this is where I'm at right now, and to get this to compress enough to actually bolt on, what I noticed the easiest solution after this point, because if you keep jacking this control arm, you will lift the vehicle. I'm lifting the vehicle right now, so I can't move this arm anymore. What I'm going to do is, I'm actually gonna use a spring compressor, and we're gonna compress this spring, make it very, very tight, and that should give me enough movement to keep jacking this up without jacking up the car. And that's essentially how I'm gonna get it to work, and I did that to the other side. So we're gonna do it to this side, because if it worked over there, it's gonna work here as well. So now, let's compress these springs, and then we can actually lift the control arm a little bit more. And just like that, we officially have everything back in place. Like I said again, you might need a spring compressor. That's how I got it on. But my strut is on, my spring is on. We're gonna remove the compressor and then just start bolting everything up. The next thing we're gonna do is actually the spindle. And once the spindle goes on, everything else will be self-explanatory. So I'm gonna stop filming here and we're gonna finish the rest of it. Well, boys, for some reason my mic stopped recording, but this is what the truck looks like. It looks absolutely amazing. As for the rear, we're actually going to be dropping this off to a performance shop to cut my frame, so I just wanted to show you the front. It's about a 2-finger gap, and this thing looks amazing. Next clip, we're actually dropping this off to the performance shop to do the rear. And just like that, we're leaving it here, and hopefully when we pick it up, both sides will be lowered. Bye, Craig. I will miss you. It's freaking time, boys. We are going to the tire shop to install the tires on my secondary dream wheels. The wheels I could afford, whatever. But we're gonna go throw some tires on the Cosmos wheels. These things are absolutely beautiful. I'm about to get Craig sometime later this week, so as soon as I get Craig, we're gonna throw these wheels on the Mamalona, and this thing is going to look absolutely gorgeous. My only problem right now is the fact that I don't have a truck. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I guess we'll figure it out. I might have to do 2 trips to the actual tire shop. I think I'm gonna take the wheels first and then the tires. I have no idea how I'm gonna do this, but we will figure it out.
What are you doing?
I'm struggling, but hopefully we're mounting my tires today, and hopefully they fit on the Kia, because I have no idea. No, I don't know how, but we definitely made this work. I cannot see anything out these windows. Let's take them out to the tire shop and let's get them mounted. And we're here. Let's go drop them off. This freaking box kept shifting gears for me. Holy cow, that was scary. All right, let's go drop them off. Just dropped the tires and wheels at the local tire shop. I'm waiting for them to give me a call, but for now, I'm actually gonna drive to Walmart and get a couple things that I need. But I'm super, super excited to get the tires back. This thing's gonna look so sick. And hopefully I get my truck in the next 3-4 days. As far as I know, they're going to be cutting my frame today. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted, but as soon as they call me, we'll turn right back and go pick up my tires. I just had a freaking workout bringing the wheels into my garage because I have the car parked over there and I needed to roll. Dude, I'm out of breath. All I have to say is these wheels on this truck, I'm being dead serious. Chef's kiss, it's perfect. It's gonna look amazing. Like, dude, let me just show you the wheels we just copped for the Mamalona. This thing, it's gonna look super freaking fire. For anyone wondering, these are actually called XT26Rs. They're made by Cosmos, and I got 22 by 10. So these are all 22 by 10s, and the tire sizes are all the same. These are 265, 35, 22. Holy cow, man. Now we just gotta wait on the truck, because once the truck comes in, we're gonna honestly like right away throw these on. The truck is going to be lowered. It's going to look amazing. So luckily for you guys, you are on YouTube and you're gonna see it right away, but I'll see you in a couple days and then we can throw these on.